Hey, YouTubers, it's Uncle Lo. What's good? Today's installment of Uncle Lo Next Adventures, I'm going to do a little bit of exploring on why I think 10 reasons why leaders sometimes fail. Ooh, sounds pretty daunting, but really, we've all gone through, if we've gone through a leadership or a management journey of yours, is we all have very similar reasons why we fail at times. But also, what we also know is we create stress for ourselves. So every time that we can eliminate something that might be in our blind spot, might be nagging us, or maybe it's hard to create some direction with your team, I've created a list of 10 reasons why I think they will all align. So here is number one. I think the first reason is trying to do everything on your own. That is guaranteed failure. Everything is not about me. There's no reason to have a team if you're trying to do everything on your own. So, do a little bit of a routine. Delegate your duties daily or monthly, right? And delegate some administrative duties so your team can also learn through the experience. Don't be afraid to delegate. Trying to do everything on your own is definitely guaranteed failure. Number two, no vision, not setting clear expectations, or even managing by day. And us as leaders, doesn't matter old or new, fall into the same pitfalls. So set clear expectations in your environments, clear individual expectations. Manage and hold your team accountable to the standards that you guys have in place. Make sure you have a plan by day, by week, by month, and for some leaders, by year. Right? And keep documenting and make sure your action plans are in writing so that everyone has a clear understanding what the expectations are and what they need to do. Having no vision is really not very clear defining what goals you want for yourself, and definitely it's not going to be one for your team. Gosh. Number three, don't follow up with their team. Follow up is critical to success. Hold your team accountable. Like, it's so important to make sure that you work with every single one of them. Your lower performers, your high performers, your mid performers. Everyone has its place, and everyone needs to know exactly where they stand so that you can do better. Number four, give diluted or indirect feedback. If someone's not meeting expectations, they need to know. It's your responsibility. Be prepared to give specifics. They will need to embrace direct and candid communication. Don't be vague or unclear. Use measurement when possible, facts, right? Don't support it with any emotions. Don't tell the employee what you think that they want to hear. No sugarcoating, please. Be honest and direct at all times. Especially when you're doing coaching and reviews and things are put in writing. So make sure your feedback, you do it often and early. Putting your career before your team's. Do they really care? Always put your team's career first. Your career is not secondary to you, but at the end of the day is your team doesn't care for the minute things like your supervisors just got mad at you, or you're not making enough money. or not achieving something. They want to know that you're capable in your role and you're going to be capable in whatever role that you want to go next. So make sure you invest in the time of your employees. Each one's career and career pathing is going to be important for their motivation, for their team buy-in, and the camaraderie that we create within our team environment. So make sure you focus on their career, and your career will come with it. Next. Number 6, managers becoming their employees' friend. This is a business, and we should develop great relationships with your team. But don't think for a moment that if you're their friend, they're going to perform better. Leaders need to make tough decisions. If they're your friend, you may make a bad business decision and set them up to fail. And worse, you end up failing, and you're both in the same boat. Number 7, poor managers tell the employee what to do versus why they're doing it. Always tell them the why. We've heard this. Every generation needs to know what they do and how it'll affect their business. We manage people, don't forget. You don't manage widgets. Or maybe you do manage widgets, but you're in the wrong business. Because I'm talking about managing people and understanding that when they understand the why, the stronger sense of ownership and the stronger sense of belonging will in turn turn to team success. Number 8, poor managers don't get their team involved in the goal setting process. I've already mentioned it a few times in this, but you want buy-in. Thus, let your team give you their thoughts, ideas on how your environment can improve, and you'll be surprised. Sometimes when you give the ownership to someone to say, hey, look, what goals do you think we can achieve? How high do you think we can go? You'll be pleasantly surprised that many times their goals that they set might even be higher than yours. So have a leap of faith, go through the process, and get your team involved. Number 9, one that's near and dear to my heart, is poor managers don't reach out for help. You have to reach out. You've heard many times the strongest leaders are the ones that have strong mentors. And mentorship is definitely comes from experience, either through time, either through roles, either something that they've done. So don't be afraid to reach out to others that may be able to help you. The only thing that you'll be worse off is if you just don't open up your mind to the process, because leadership is also learnt. When you're provided with books, when you're provided for other opportunities to further your development, jump on those. But not only that, leap on them when they're in front of you. Number 10, poor managers lose confidence when things don't go well right away. I never tell you to practice to fail, but you need to expect that you're going to fail, especially early on in the process. If you've created some wins in your environment, maybe is because there's a bit of luck, but at the start, I always expected to fail because I knew if I learned from some of those mistakes, I can confront some of my weaknesses, I can learn, I can improve those areas and turn those failures into genuine wins. That's not done by luck. That will have long-standing results. And then you won't question yourself when you stumble. Maybe you had a bad month, maybe you had a bad day, maybe you just had a bad conversation. You're not going to win everything. But it also, you won't lose your confidence when it does happen. You'll become stronger from your experiences. And these are the reasons why I think 10 reasons why leaders fail. I wanted to share you with one quote before I leave you. Care without candor creates dysfunctional relationships, but candor without care creates distant relationships. From John Maxwell. If you like, please subscribe.